I think all of us know we're under a lot of stress right now with the administration that's running our government. But we're going to talk about the importance of exercise and the importance of keeping ourselves in a good physical condition, because I think it really ties in with me emotionally. When I'm upset and bothered by something and I go exercise, it makes me be able to have lower level of stress. John has a master's degree in exercise science and wellness from Arizona State University. So John, welcome to my podcast.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Give us an insight as to why exercise is important for us.
Your podcasts are about people being courageous and using courage to overcome their fear and make their lives better by getting through the things that they fear. And right now, a lot of us in this country have a lot to fear. So it ties into the overall story of your podcast or emphasis of your podcast. This administration is racist and they're blatant in their attack on brown people in this country. It's a homophobic administration. You just did a podcast earlier about 500 laws that are anti-LGBTQ at the state level. Silly things are going on like rainbow-colored crosswalks, and apparently drag queens are dangerous individuals. This is a dark time in our country. So because of that, we have to be advocates, but we can't spend our whole life in that chronic stress, at least not yet. It may get that bad where we have to spend every waking hour completely stressed out and fighting vehemently for our rights. But right now, we need a break from it at times. And it helps with our resilience when you get a break from it. So that's where exercise comes into it. And the cool thing about exercise is you get that effect immediately. Like you might have to do cardio for months and lift weights for years to get to your goals. But the stress relief, it occurs after just going for a walk. And it's not just the way you feel. There are things going on with your cortisol levels and serotonin levels and things like that. There's a true physiological response that makes you feel better. So if you need a break, if you're stressed out about something, get off social media and go for a walk. You're going to feel better. And it can be short walks, 10, 15-minute walks. Now, that's going to address the stress relief. That doesn't necessarily address, the aerobic goals of being aerobically fit, the benefits that are derived from cardiovascular exercise. That takes a little bit more time than a 10 or 15-minute walk, but we can get into that.
Is there any types of examples or thoughts you have on what they can do to get themselves motivated to do it?
I won't dissuade anyone from exercising at home because any exercise is better than no exercise. One of the benefits of getting out of your house, and you mentioned getting out of your own door and going to a fitness facility, is you can develop a sense of community there. You can meet like-minded individuals, you can make friends, you can get to know people and have a sense of community, and that also compounds the benefit of the stress relief of exercise. You're still going to get the physiological benefits of exercise if you do it at home, but you don't get that social element and that sense of community. And so my recommendation is to get out of your house and go to a gym. The gym has spent hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars on equipment. So your exercise options are far greater at the gym. So it just allows you to have more variety and variation in your workout. So get out of your house, go to a gym, number one. Number two, if you don't know what you're doing, hire a personal trainer and find a good one. I recommend starting with somebody that at least has a bachelor's degree. It's not the standard for the industry at all, but I'm a big proponent of
a bachelor's degree in exercise science or something related.
Yeah. Not necessarily a bachelor's degree in marketing or communication. It's great. At least they're dedicated to something and they have an education. There are great trainers that don't have a degree, and our industry does not require it, and most don't. However, if you find somebody that does, they can get online and do some reading on maybe some of the conditions that you have, some of whether it's orthopedic conditions or medical conditions, and they can just understand it at a higher level than somebody who has a certification only. As far as what you should be doing. You need to elevate your heart rate. You need to get cardiovascular exercise. And you can do that by any different mode, whatever you enjoy, whether it's swimming, biking, walking, running,
Pickleball.
Yeah, equipment at the gym. But if you've not been doing anything, start slow. Start, with 10 or 15 minutes, work your way up to 30 minutes, maybe up to 60 minutes on some days. The recommendations are that you get 150 minutes, so that's 30 minutes a day, 150 minutes a week, 30 minutes a day of moderate exercise, or 75 minutes of vigorous exercise. So the difference would be, if moderate exercise, you'd be able to talk the entire time while you're going on the walk using the treadmill, but you'd have a difficult time singing. That would be moderate exercise. Vigorous would be like you'd have a hard time having a conversation. Your heart rate's elevated at a level that's 6 times more than if you're just sitting on the couch. That would be moderate exercise. But you don't have to get the 150 minutes this week if it's your first week. That's the recommended goal to derive health benefits from cardiovascular exercise. You need to work your way up to it. One of the biggest things I've seen in 3 decades of doing this is people come to me and they're like, I'm going to start. I want to come 6 days a week, and I want you to tell me everything to eat. And I'm going to lift weights 3 times a week. And they last about 5 or 6 days and they're over it because it's just too much. Mm-hmm. So you need to do it the rest of your life. So you don't need to do it all this week. You just need to do a little bit every day. Monitor your body, monitor how you feel, and increase the intensity and the duration over time as your body lets you know that it's appropriate to do that. Other thing you need to do, resistance training, important for fall prevention, functioning later in life, doing any kind of sports performance like pickleball.
Yeah, I'm a pickleball fan. I'm addicted to it.
Yeah, it's fun. For women, it's vitally important for bone density. So you want to do resistance training at least 2 days a week. Really do it 3 times a week. But build up to that. Start with 1, build up to 2, build up to 3. So flexibility, range of motion, resistance training, strength training, and elevate your heart rate. That's what you start with. And you don't want to leave out any of them because you're not going to get everything you need out of it. And so that mobility, flexibility brings me to the True Term Pro. So this is the True Term Pro. And so I'm the Director of Education for the True Term Pro. And what I do is I write the continuing education courses for personal trainers and group exercise instructors so they know how to use this the right way with their clients. However, if you are not a Fit Pro and you're watching this video and you get a True Term Pro, you get access to a video learning center which has dozens of exercises on how to use it properly. And those exercises are intended for the at-home user. So we use everyday language in showing you how to use it. You don't need to be a Fit Pro. What this does, it isolates rotation of the spine. And so it helps with spine mobility, spinal stability, and you can also do resistance training exercises with it. So it helps with torso rotation strength or power, which can help with sports performance. So it can be used for rehabilitation, prevention, or sports performance.
I work out 6 days a week, and I've used this True Term Pro, and it's done wonders for me and my movement. I can stretch better, rather, after I've used it. And once you use it and learn to use it correctly, it'll make a big difference in your routine as well.
Yeah, it's better than anything that's ever been invented for mobility, movement of the spine, and function of the spine and the hips. So this is the True Term Pro. It's fully adjustable. It can collapse. It can go in a backpack or a gym bag, golf bag, suitcase for travel. Only weighs about 4 pounds. So I've got it set up for me. And the way this works is when you rotate, when you do rotational exercises, you tend to cheat unintentionally with your arm movement. So if you pretend this main part of the True Turn is a wooden dowel, a broomstick, a PVC pipe at the gym, and you go to rotate, you start moving this thing all around the floor, all around the weight room floor. And it looks like rotation is occurring, but this is simply the illusion of rotation because my spine is doing next to nothing. So these shoulder bars right here, they lock my upper body in place. So once I get in this position, I can't move my arms side to side So all that's left is for my torso to rotate or to laterally tilt and rotate. So you can do it on a golf plane, rotate. For a right-handed golfer, this is moving into the top of backswing. This would be impact position. You can do it on a flat plane. You can add dynamic movement to it, like a reverse lunge with rotation. And you also can rotate or laterally bend, but I'm going to get into a kneeling position to do that. So in a kneeling position, you can laterally bend. Obviously, all these lateral bend movements can be done from a standing position as well, but for the sake of the camera angle, it's easier just to kneel and show you how you can laterally bend. You also, from this kneeling position, can rotate and increase your range of motion, your rotational range of motion on a flat plane. And lastly, the end of the main bar has an opening for a resistance band. So you can attach resistance bands to it, anchor the resistance band to a door or a wall or a human being. And then you can rotate away from the anchor position of the resistance band and develop strength through this range of motion, which increases the muscles, core strength of the muscles, which can help with back pain, help with sports performance. So it's mobility, it's stability, it's strength, it's the TrueTurn Pro. Again, the link to the TrueTurn Pro website is in the description in this video, as well as my personal website link. Send me a message if you want, and we appreciate you guys. Take care of yourself. Work out. It's a great stress reliever. We'll get through this.
True Turn.